you say are the main challenges facing service providers as they try and move to deliver video on multiple devices inside the home?
There's probably several of them. One of them is making sure that they offer a branded experience to the consumer. They want to make sure that their brand is out there and that it's consistent across all of the platforms. If you're just delivering IP content over the pipe just to the consumer, you're actually not going to have them engage with you, with your brand, and understand where it's coming from. So it's really a consistent experience across all of them. The next thing you have to do is you have to make sure that you can search, you can discover, you're getting the right recommendations for that individual on each of the platforms, and that as you're engaging with the service, that you're really understanding the individual. I start here, I pause there, I go back, and I'm able to restart. So it's really understanding the consumer, understanding how they want to find content and consume content for them, not for technology.
Okay. And I mean, there's been a huge growth in digital over the last few years. So what are the advantages of cloud-based delivery versus traditional kind of cable delivery?
Well, clearly, if you're just on cable, you're only going to be able to get to the end of the cable. So when you're able to deliver from the cloud over IP or to blend the two together, you really can find the efficiencies. What we've done on several of our networks is we offer the ability to do catch-up, to query different libraries, and once a user finds it, they don't even know that they're getting something over the traditional cable network or over IP. What we've done here with Virgin is when you're going through search, you're able to find something. If it's on their cable VOD system, you'll get it. Over linear, you can record it. You can catch up and get the IP content also. So it's really opening it up so you can deliver that not just to the end of the cable, but then to every single device, thin clients, non-set-top boxes.
And what kind of investments do you think operators are going to need to make for the future years to kind of make their networks future-proof?
Well, there's a huge amount of investment that's happening right now. The amount of content that's going over the pipe is growing exponentially. I think that one way to look at this is the amount of content libraries. It used to be a linear library that was just put out over the cable. Now there's beyond VOD, there's many different IP libraries. And to be able to bring all of that together and then to send it over a network creates a lot of investment and opportunity to deliver it efficiently. Sometimes delivering it once to the house and then to the consumer, delivering it over the top. You have to do that all while managing the quality of services. So there's a lot of investment that needs to be made, and it's intelligent investment to make sure that you're doing it in a way that the consumer really understands when they can access their content.
And what lessons have you learnt from your deployments in the UK on Virgin Media, which is a very competitive market, and in Spain with Ono, and how has that kind of helped the development of TiVo as a whole?
Yeah, when we came into the market, we recognized that the UK was one of the most competitive markets in the world. It's mostly led by the fact that there's a public broadcaster that's offering catch-up TV over IP for free. There's a free view content, 35 high-quality channels, and we were coming in to help Virgin in a very competitive pay environment. So something that we've learned is that people want their content, they know it's out there, and you need to bring it all together in a way that's easy to consume. Something that Virgin did that I think was very successful is they took all of the features of TiVo, the complex ones, the simple ones, the ones that an advanced user would even understand, and brought it back to the very basics. Yesterday, Neil Burkett talked about simplicity, and I think that it's very important to really understand the general user, how they want to use things. And if you look at their advertisements, they really focus not on the technology, but about enjoying content and enjoying the experience. I think that's something that they've done very, very well.
Okay, and what are you focused on in terms of R&D for the TiVo platform?
Sure. We have slowly over time, we were born as a DVR where there was recording in the home and there was very little connectivity. As their connectivity has grown, we have moved most of the logic up to the cloud. We've done this, and you can see how we've done it because as we launch other multi-screen platforms, iOS, Android, browsers, we're able to take all of that from the cloud. So the advancement in R&D is to be able to make it so that it's easier and easier to deploy on new platforms and to quickly adjust to the new requirements. There's a lot that happens in the back end that's actually very hard to see from the consumer. You just expect content to show up in search, but to actually get through all of the security, get through all of the metadata, and then to aggregate that in a way that the consumer just finds content and it's pleasurable is really where our investment's going. So there's a lot happening on the service side, and then to enable clients that are consistent but applicable to each of the input environments, slide, remote, stuff like that.
And just finally, in terms of expansion, you're live in kind of the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Mexico. Are there any other markets in particular that you want to go live in or do partnerships in? Asia, perhaps? Is that on your kind of radar?
Yeah, as you can see, a recent deal that we've done, you mentioned in Europe alone, we've got in the UK and Spain. We've announced a deal in Sweden with Comhem, which will be our first IPTV deal. So it's both cable and IPTV. So we've got a real success record here in Europe. So we want to expand on that. There's a lot more to do. There's a lot more complexity that we think that we can offer simplicity to. Latin America is actually growing quite rapidly. It's changing environment. ARPUs are coming up. It's a very interesting environment. And of course, Asia. But each market is very different, and I wouldn't even categorize it as a market. I think you have to go really country by country, even company by company. Where are they focused? Where are they about to focus on? So there's really a lot of excitement in television right now.